Bing bang. Yo, so Eazi Herbs back again. As you know, as you see, salute to people in the live. You know, need to make sure that the clear view, that's the bit nice. Clear view. Yeah. So we're here. My brother OE, repping LBB. You know what I mean? Salute to you, brother, from day one. You know what I mean? Got a feeling, cause you know what I mean, behind the screen we didn't have an extra chair to bring it, but Eazi's breaking down Arthritis, you know, so you know, salute to RTM as well, cause the lady Queen Cream asked me to speak about this subject. So
big subject as well.
Yeah, man, it affects a lot of people, boy. So Eazi had to just do a presentation. And the thing is, I never like extended this presentation because the last one went on for like 2 hours. You know what I mean? And I think sometimes it just, when it goes on for that long, it just drags out. You know what I mean? People lose a lot of
what interest in it.
Yeah. So Eazi's gonna do another video after this one. And I'll be breaking down a little bit more about the Gucci berry again. As you can see, but Eazi bought the actual product that you should be getting. You know, the Gucci. This is the one that you can get. You can get in Holland and Barrett's. Not bigging up no shops and that, but this is where you can get it. This is the one that can help benefit you because it's concentrated and it's like in the juice form. You can drink it once, a shot a day.
So I'm gonna let the people know as well, and I'll do another thing. Is like my son recently went to the opticians. He's got to have glasses, so I'm gonna start him off with the goji berry juice drink as well. And hopefully by the next time he's got his appointment, we can see some improvement as well. So watch that space on that as well.
Fact. So you know, I think, you know, other that or what else is there to do? Just keep on going and getting the, you know what I mean?
100%.
So we're gonna be gone. You got that flash show as well, the eye one, innit?
Yeah.
So we can go back to that and we speak more about the eyes and that. But we're gonna jump straight into the arthritis though. So salute to the families on the live. I can't see too much because the phone has to be charging. I want the battery to die. And then we're gonna go straight into it. So we're gonna go straight to the first slide. Yeah, boy, arthritis Eazi Herbs, as you can see. But you know, bing. So now we're looking at a joint, yeah?
Wait, do I need numbers coming up?
Yeah, these numbers are for my diagram that is blank, you know, so like obviously I ain't gonna name all the functions of each numbers, but I'm gonna give you the important ones, yeah? So this is like just to show man that man actually do his studies and man got it on top of the dome, you know?
Yeah.
So we're gonna break down. So this is like your joint. This is one of your joints. This is like your knee, you know, your elbow, and etc. Yeah.
Like the cartilage around it and
yeah, this type of joint is called the synovial joint. Yeah, the synovial joint is a joint like this. Yeah, because you got different types of joints. You got finger joints and everything, but this is a synovial joint, and basically, in the synovial joint, you have obviously the bone, which is number 7, as you can see. The bone, I like to explain what the bone is. You know, the bone is the structure made up of minerals that contain like calcium and magnesium, because this is what makes your bone.
Build the structure for it.
Build the structure. It's like, you know, when you a child is born and then the head is soft. Why is it soft? Because it's still forming. It's still forming. Because it's like a soft jelly before it starts hardening, and how it hardens is by getting nutrients like magnesium and calcium in a ratio of 2 to 1, and etc. and D3 to make it into the skull that you have today. You know
D3?
What I mean? No, not B3. D3.
Yeah.
D3, because you need D3 for the magnesium. You need D3 with the magnesium.
D3.
Yeah. So D3 is D3 is important because D3 helps your body metabolize the nutrients. So you need D3 because it helps your body absorb the nutrients. You know what I mean? So calcium needs magnesium, and then D3 has to be present.
So the light went dark on me.
The light went dark.
Yeah, there's one.
What's going on there? That's mad. The light gone dark, for what reason I don't know. But Eazi's gonna crack on. I'm gonna put on the live again. Oh, yeah. Well, I was gonna say you.
You have to hold it there?
Nah, I was gonna say things. I don't know why that went like that though.
Or should I bring it over here?
Nah, it's fine. I don't know why it went like that though. Mad. But anywho, so we're gonna go straight into it, yeah? That's how real it is, fumble up the presentation, but we're gonna keep it moving. So we got the bone here, yeah, number 7, yeah? Okay, you got number 1. What's number 1 is those red dots. That's what you call the perosum, yeah? The perosum deals with the blood circulating the bone area. So for example, if you break your bone, this area here helps with the bone breakage. This one supplies the bone with blood and etc. to help mend the bone back.
The healing process.
The healing process. So that's what the perosum does in number 1. Let me just check again before I crack on. I want people to follow me and check out the information. So we're back on live. People want to jump in, yeah? So like I said, the synovial joint is what this joint is called, a synovial, yeah? Synovial. So with the synovial joint, you have synovial fluid. You got synovial fluid in here.
Is that the white bit?
Yeah, the white bit, and even the blue bit, which is number 8. Yeah, that's the synovial fluid and the synovial membrane. Yeah, that's just like the structure. This is like the lube, like the lubrication. This is what makes
the joints make it lube.
To make it more, without being restricted in any way. So that's what that's why they call the synovial joint, because it's full of synovial fluid, membrane, etc. This number 6 is what you call the articulate cartilage.
That's the green thing, the cartilage.
Yeah, the articulate cartilage. Yeah, the articulate cartilage is basically the cushion. So that's the lube. The synovial joint fluid is just the lube, yeah, the lube to make things more easy and functioning, yeah, and this is the cushion, so your bones don't collide, don't clash, and you know what I mean. So that's the cushion, yeah.
Before you even push, just a quick comment. I can imagine that if that deteriorates, that's what's causing pains in the joints, isn't it? Because
you see, and that's the articulate cartilage. The articulate cartilage, number 6, yeah. So the fluid, the synovial fluid, the synovial membrane, and then what you got here, the yellow and the red. The yellow and the red is what you call now the fibrous. I forgot the term. So what we have now is the blood, more of the blood circulation, the red, which is number 2, and number 3 is the lymphatic. So this is where the immune system travels in, the lymphatic system. So this is where the entering of the immune system, and
is that the yellow?
Yeah, in the yellow. That's the blood circulation that carries minerals and etc. This is where it carries the immune system. So this is very important. So yeah, so you got the lymphatic, the blood circulation, yeah. You got the perosum, you got the bone, you got the articular cartilage, and then you got the synovial joints, yeah. So that's the whole structure. That's the anatomy of the joint that we're speaking about. That's probably a leg joint or whatever. So we can move on to the next slide. I hope people have got that and you understand how it looks. So as you can see, anywho, this is Eazi Herbs, So there's 2 forms of arthritis, yeah. One called the rheumatoid, the rheumatoid arthritis, which I've got right here, and you got the osteoarthritis, yeah. I'm gonna focus on the rheumatoid because the rheumatoid is a little bit complex. The osteoid arthritis is a arthritis that is caused by wear and tear. Okay. So it's really, dietary all helps in
trying to help that, build that.
Yeah, it helps it, but it's more of how you carry yourself. If you're working on your knees and etc. all day long.
They're more like them man that what they call it, like painter, decorator.
Plumbers, bro. Yeah, that's why I always been my knee pads. Yeah.
Good, doing that for a number of years and whatnot. Like you say, wear and tear. You need caps and whatnot, all of that. Yeah.
So you know how cars and that go through wear and tear. Yeah. It's not even the maintenance. It's just the way that you're driving your vehicle. You might be humping up the curves too much. Yeah. So rheumatoid is a little bit complex because it could be a genetic factor and it could be environmental factor. Okay. See what I'm saying? So that's why I'm focusing on rheumatoid arthritis a little bit more. I should have started out on the introduction, but how Eazi Herbs do, we just flow, everything. And as you can see, a little bit of a few stages. So a healthy joint looks like there. You can see the articulate cartilage, which is blue, and the synovial joints, It's there, you see it, and then you can start seeing some inflammation going on in here. And then look, as you can see, the cartilage has disappeared.
Yeah.
And like you just said, you
Well,
know, and then
now
bam.
your bones, woo, yeah, that number 5.
Boy, that's the pain that you don't want to
me.
deal with, boy. So, as you can see, but that's the rheumatoid, rheumatoid arthritis. You can see the joints.
That's how the bones go. But I'm guessing from that image in the hand as well, where you got all the joints, they should have all of that blue, like you say, with them fluid, whatnot.
Yeah,
the
synovial
in between.
fluid, membrane intact, and the articulate cartilage that holds the cushion within there. Everything is just collapsed now.
Yeah.
So we can move on to the next joint. Thing. All people are getting it, yeah. So there's a difference between a rheumatoid and osteoarthritis. You know, the normal joint, as you can see, the clear image.
And the cartilage, joint capsule, synovial membrane, the bone.
Yeah.
From normal joint.
Yep.
Well, what's it? Osteoarthritis, bone ends rub together.
Rub together, thinner cartilage.
And then rheumatoid arthritis.
Swollen, inflammatory, synovial membrane, bone erosion. So we're going to go into that.
So it looks like, but obviously both conditions are going to be, bad as well.
You can see that this one here is a wear and tear. You be wear and tearing it, and then look, and then it just like the bones are now meeting now.
Yeah.
So it's really there's no cure for that.
Yeah, it's all gone like.
Yeah. So that's the thing.
You have to maintain.
Especially in the construction world.
Yeah, man.
Knee pads are built for a reason. You know what I mean? So I wear them.
Elbow thing, everything, whatever kind of, if you're going to be elbow and knees on the floor, whatever you're doing, you have to make sure that, like they say in the construction, PPE, isn't it?
PPE, the 5 points. You know what I mean? So, and that's real, because if you're in that field, you see like young men that's going through the same issues, but so like I said, this is a wear and tear, and this is more of a complex, the rheumatoid. So we're going to move on to the next slide. Really? So like basically this is more of a complex way of me explaining what I just explained, but now it's just there. It's there where you can see it, and this is where the attack starts hurting. This is the image, and I'm going to go into it a little bit more. So
left side rheumatoid, right side
rheumatoid, as you can see, there ain't really too much. You can see the inflammation happening after the crushing of your articulate, the damage of the articulate cartilage. And this is where when you start rubbing bones together, it causes inflammation, and this is where it causes the hypoplasmic and all of that. This is where you call your bone neurosis. This osteophyte is a cell that starts eroding your bones.
When they have osteoarthritis.
Osteoclast. Sorry, not that one. Not osteophyte. Osteoclast. It's what starts eroding.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is what I'm trying to say. With this one here, it's a little bit more of a rare tear. This is where it's a little bit different. Yeah. It's a complex system where your bone starts getting eroded. But osteoclast, and then so like I said, wear and tear on this one. We focus on this one for today. You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna break down how all of this occurs. But you can see how it just starts attacking your actual bone, your bone, your cartilage, everything. Yeah. And we talk about the panniers. So we go on to the next slide. Talk about all of these type of things there. Healthy joints again. I'm gonna break it all down again. Once we get to the next slide, when I'm very ready, and healthy joints got all those fluids, and then the rheumatoid, these macrophages, B cells, neutrophils, endophytic cells, and T cells are the immune system. So now, alright, let's jump onto the next slide. Ready to rock and roll. Because now Eazi's gonna break down this now. This is just an image that Eazi can break down. It's going to be a little bit complex, so I want people to follow me. If OE can follow it, if I can make OE understand what I'm saying, then I'm doing justice, because everyone should, you know what I mean? Get onto that. So, with the rheumatoid, rheumatoid has a complex,
Continue.
A complex, where it can occur through genetics. Yeah, so I'm going to touch on genetics as we speak here. So with genetics, what is genetics? Genetics are segments of DNA, sorry. So a segment of DNA, segment is like a fragment. I won't call it a fragment because it's larger than a fragments. That's what genes are. It's a segment of a DNA that only specifically controls the hereditary characteristics of a person, and the instruction to build protein. I'm going to break it down for all week because I want all week to follow me. Yeah, so when we're talking about the rheumatoid, the reason why I'm picking the rheumatoid over the osteoarthritis, because the rheumatoid is a little bit more complex. It can affect you by your genes. So
like it can be like what genetically passed down as well, kind of.
Exactly. So what's genes? Genes is segments of your DNA. DNA is the information about your whole existence. Your whole existence, your family tree, everything. DNA is a whole long strand of nitrogen bases that goes back all the way back to your ancestors. Yeah. So genes, because a lot of people use certain terms and then they need a little bit more of an understanding of what these terms actually mean. So with genes, a lot of people say it's inherited, which is correct. It's hereditary characteristics. So the reason why you got your phenotypes, your eyes, and etc. It comes from the genes. But also genes also deals with the instructions of protein making. Protein making. So this is within a cell. Protein is very important when it comes to cells making. Protein is like instructions to other cells. So cells make proteins to communicate to other cells or help other cells build their structure. So that's why proteins are made. And I always talk about it when I talk about a cell. I talk about the DNA and the endoplasmic reticular and then the Golgi apparatus sealing it. So I'm gonna break it down as quick as possible. This is just a understanding of how these proteins are made. Because this is a complex I'm going to break down. So without having all the organelles in there, that's a normal cell. This is just specifically talking about the rheumatoid and how it affects the body. So this is the gene transfer. So like I said, in the nucleus, you've got the DNA. Genes are a segment of the DNA. So it's like it's a fragment of the DNA.
Piece of it.
A piece of it. So that only deals with the hereditary characteristics and and producing protein, which you can see here. So with that process, is what you call the instructions from the genes get encoded in what you call the RNA. RNA, the pre-RNA, is the message from off the DNA. So that's why it's a little bit of confusion of RNA and genes, because basically RNA makes protein or instructs the cell to make protein, and so does genes. So it's a little bit complex. If you Google the same, if you Google RNA and genes, it kind of like, especially when it comes to protein, it kind of basically help. They're basically the same thing. So protein and RNA are information that gets sent from the DNA into pre-RNA. Pre-RNA turns into messenger RNA. RNA has got the extra oxygen because the DNA don't move from the nucleus. It doesn't move from the nucleus. It can't. The nucleus is where the DNA harbors. But with RNA, RNA, it can move because it has the extra oxygen in the structure.
So use the RNA to pass on.
The extra oxygen helps it moves and travels. So that's the difference between RNA and DNA. Because DNA is deoxynucleic acid. Nucleic acid, which is D. So RNA is ribonucleic acid. It's basically got the extra oxygen.
That's what allows it to be able to move around, pass on the messages.
Exactly. So RNA turns into pre-RNA when it leaves the DNA structure, get the message, and then it turns into messenger RNA. Messenger RNA is what it says in the title, messenger. It sends the message. It sends the instruction, which is the gene. The gene's instruction to make whatever protein that it needs to make for whatever reason. So the messenger RNA turns into the translation tRNA. tRNA happens within the endoplasmic reticulum. This is where the protein is made. Because remember, proteins are little amino acids. That enters from out of the cell from your dietary and then gets picked up and put together by the instruction of the RNA or the gene. So whatever the DNA has told the RNA to make,
that's what's
it's gonna make it out the protein. So this happens in the endoplasmic reticulum, and then once and that's where you call the tRNA. The tRNA turns into the rRNA, where the Golgi apparatus conceals the information into a cell package or a protein package, and then sends it out.
Yeah.
So now the message gets sent out of the cell. This is what the instruction of a gene or RNA does. Yeah. So gene deals with the information or the instruction of what needs to be made to be released out of a cell.
See, if people wanted to break that down into everyday terms, if they didn't understand DNA, RNA, and whatnot, bro, it's like a depot, blood. So if you look at your body like a depot, and then somebody made an order, and the order comes in, get it prepared, depending on what the order is, what you get made, pass it on before it actually gets packaged into cell, whatnot, boom, now you're active distribution.
Exactly. But then this is where the trick is. So you understand now, the information is the DNA has got the code of all information. RNA takes that information out to the world, out to the cell. The genes deals with that information when it comes to creating proteins, and your phenotypes, all your.
So that's what get pushed out for when you get formed and whatnot.
Exactly. So this helps with the reason why you look a certain way. You see what I'm saying? So
because all the information get passed through and made and distributed and pushed out there.
Exactly. But this is how even viruses and bacteria
same way
enters into the cell and create their own. So how viruses spread, because this is all part of the same, so I'm not going to taking you anywhere. Viruses spread is because viruses enter the cell,
come true, make its own
and puts their information in the DNA.
So then it make that whatever the virus needs.
It controls the DNA, it puts their segment in there, and then the DNA is sending that message to the RNA and creating little mini viruses. So this is how viruses spread. It hijacks the cell, it hijacks the DNA, and then it controls the message that gets sent.
If that needs to be broken down to people everyday terms, watch a film Body Snatchers, blood. You know them horror film there, blood. Like, it would just or a thing like a parasite take over.
Take over.
What's already doing what it's supposed to do, but now the parasite's now took over it and wants it to push
do whatever it wants
to push for that thing to grow.
It reboots it. So that's how viruses are spreading that. So but with this cell here now, so now we're gonna go a little bit more. So with the genes now we're talking about genes, there's a gene called HLA, DRB1, which is and DRB4. These are two genes that's in your genetics, These two are responsible of communicating to your immune system. So each cell communicates to different cells. Do you understand that? There's 37.2 trillion cells in your body on an average human being. Everyone's got different functions. Everyone's communicating to different cells. You see what I'm saying? For different reasons. But the cells that we're talking about right now, when it comes to the arthritis or the rheumatoid, we're talking about specific cells. That's why you got MHC class 1. This is a classification of what I'm talking about. This classification is in all mammals. But the classification that I'm talking about in humans is called HLA DRB1 and B4. So there's two genes in human coding that deals with the immune system. The HLA means human leukocyte antigen. So that's what they make. They make antigens. These cells create antigens for the immune system to communicate or give instruction to. I'm gonna just try and break it. I ain't gonna say the whole code, because if I say the whole code, I'm gonna bamboozle myself. So the HLA 1 and 4, deals with, communicates to the T cells and the B cells. So these are the most important cells that deals with foreign agents, that attacks viruses. So this cell communicates to the immune system that attacks viruses. Only because of the gene that instructed the protein to communicate.
That's what we're here for. That's
what the cell is here for. This is what they call the polypeptide, but it's the human leukocyte antigen. Yeah. So now, but okay. So now we got that understood, that this cells only talks to the T cells and the B cells immune system to control. And the reason why they talk to them and they send protein to the immune cells, because they want to instruct the immune system to identify or distinguish good protein from foreign protein. Because remember, viruses create protein. Yeah. So
if it's a foreign thing, they want to recognize and attack that. These cells communicate to the immune system to help them understand which one is their own and which one is an intruder. You see what I'm saying? So this is the function of this cell. I hope people haven't been lost. But this is the function of that cell, yeah? And the gene is what you call the human leukocyte antigen, DRB1 or DRB4. These are the two genes that controls the instructions that goes to the immune system. Yeah? So, jump on to the next slide. I hope people understand that. Next slide. So these are the proteins that get released. This is what that cell, that gene H, as you can see, the human leukocyte antigen, DRs. This is what they create to the immune system to pick up their antigens. Yeah, I couldn't find the number 4, but we found something. This is what they look like. Yeah, look, DRB1. Yeah, so this is exactly what I'm talking about. But it ain't just the DRB1, it's DRB4. There's the two genes that create these proteins for the immune system. So we go on to the next one. What, next slide?
Yeah, next slide. Bam. So without reading,
citrullination, what's it?
Yeah, the citrullination. Citrullination is the problem.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Within the gene, because like I said, the cell communicates to the T cells and the B cells. Happily, they function and they send the right proteins, to communicate with the immune system, so the immune system knows, all right, cool, we're happy, we got the instructions, now we can see who's foreign and who's ours. Yeah, but citrullination causes confusion.
So that's when they get bamboozled in the foreign.
This is where they get bamboozled.
No foreign. Not like that, man. Not like that, people.
You know what? Because sometimes this is why I can't do this by myself. This is why I easily can't speak by myself. Because sometimes, I would just go in a trance. That trance that I just went in and broke down the whole thing. That thing sent me asleep just a minute ago, bro. And I was hoping that OE got exactly what I'm talking about, because that thing there, I'm just like, I just went on a trance, So this is the reason why I easily can't do this by myself, bro. So salute to OE, you know, but citrullination is what caused the confusion in those specific cells. You see it? And what does citrullination do? It sometimes converts the protein.
Okay.
So in the cells that is meant to send the correct instructions, so the immune system to understand what is I'm getting.
I'm gonna give a next instruction.
Blood clot. So citrullination happens within D cells, like I just said, but they usually put a B.
Okay.
B1.
Or B1 or B1.
They kind of cut that out because sometimes when you speak it is long and it's confusing. Like how I got confused. But this is the same gene. These are the genes that are susceptible for citrullination.
Okay.
The ones that I'm talking about. They're only specifically in the immune system.
So what though? So what happens to make this citrullination come through now?
I don't think scientists actually knows what cause.
Just out of the blue, just one cell just like, bro, I ain't sending that message, bro. I'm gonna do my own thing.
It converts the amino acid. It converts the protein. So on the usual one is adenine, but it converts it
to citrulline.
Citrulline, and it does that to multiple organisms.
Okay.
Yeah, it does that to glycogen and the vitamin. Yeah. Cause confusion.
It's out of nowhere,
You can look into it, but citrullination is what occurs. Yeah. scientists don't really actually know why or whatnot, but they know that that's what happens, and that's a fact.
So got fed up.
They switch up, but might act like a virus, bro. So imagine that, yeah, you can't confuse it. So now a new protein got dished out of the. Remember, but viruses and bacteria do the same thing. They produce their own. So now the immune system is getting this, because remember, these protein only goes to the immune system. It don't travel
anywhere else.
Because with the cells, they have what we call receptors.
Yeah.
Receptors got a key lock or antigen. These are antigens, so you've got a receptor that connects to an antigen. The proteins are the antigen, and it connects into the receptor. Yeah. With not all cells will have the same antigen or the same receptor. So when proteins flow, it don't connect to any random cells. That's what happens. So let's go next slide, bro. Okay, this is very important. Yeah, so this is for the family out there.
If you are HLA positive, you know.
Yeah.
Like a mad thing.
You can actually find out if you're susceptible to this confusion, the citrullination. Yeah. So yeah. Imagine this. You can actually go up and have a checkup to find out if you are susceptible. Acceptable to the citrullination. You see what I'm saying? So that means that if you have cells that has
that up in it.
Yeah. So you can go have a check. It says a positive test means that the HLA B27 is present. So you can have a test that can tell you that if your human lack of when your HLA B27 is present, that means that suggests that there's a greater risk of developing or having an autoimmune disease. Because that's what we broke down now, is autoimmune disease, where cells can't differentiate their protein between foreign protein and they start attacking everything. So this is what you call the autoimmune disease. War in itself. So you can actually go and find out if you have the HLA B27 present in your genetics, yeah? So
what, they just like work doctors or something?
Huh?
Can they just like go GP and see that?
I'll tell you the truth, I don't really know, bro. I think you should be able to. You know what I mean? And then, so what I did describe and I broke down in the cells and how the citrullination happens is this is where what you call the autoimmune disease starts occurring, where the cells are ramping riot, thinking that your protein is a virus. So it starts calling the T cells, they'll start calling the N killers and to exterminate
Start attacking them.
a protein that is basically yours. You know, your cell protein. So, we're going to go to the next slide.
Oh wait, no, go ahead.
But yeah, so that's how it goes. So we're going to go on to a little bit more. Bam, and this is what happens. This is basically what happens, but this is what happens. I don't know if I'm correct if I put these cells, but yeah, as you can see, harmful things enter the body, get picked up. The antibody marks them, which is the immunoglobulins. The immunoglobulins are the immune system that goes around and check if everything's correct. If it's not correct, they'll put a marker on it. And then once basically they're the human cell snitches. You know, so they put the markers on them, which is the antigen, and then the immune system comes and eradicate. So you can picture that as viruses and bacteria, but instead of virus and bacteria, you have your own protein, which is the protein that is made after citrullination converted the adenine to the serine. So this is what occurs, where the immune system can't identify who it is,
and it's just marking your
and just marks it.
Yeah.
It marks it because it's unknown to any cells. Yeah, and then once it unmarks it up with the antibodies, the immune system comes and rushes in and destroys it. You know what I mean? So just have a little bit look of how it goes.
Really next time.
So yeah, next slide, definitely, next slide. Okay, so the interlock. So this is just a scenario or a vision of how these antigens actually enter into the immune system receptors. So like I explained before, like the key in a lock, you have to have a certain lock, a certain key to open up certain doors. With this one here, with the immune system, you have the antibody that's sitting on every cell, yeah, and then the antigen, which is the protein that connects by envelope or epilope, epilope, yeah, and then like I said, the key and lock only communicates to the T cells, and it enters the antibody, which gives out the information. There's a definition of what envelope is and the parietal lobe, and then like we can read it a little bit more. The part of the antigen molecule of which an antibody attaches itself to, antigenetic determination occurs on both sides, or none of the antigen binds to a parietal lobe or antibodies and receptors of both B cells and T cells. So this is what I'm talking about. So this is the antibody that was talking about, the envelope. Yeah, it binds to B cells and T cells, yeah, and helps discriminate between self and non-self. So this is what helps the immune system discriminate from both cells to foreign invaders, the epitheliope. So that's what it is. I'm gonna jump into the next slide. But yeah, so as you can see, we're not worried about that one. Bam. This is the introduction of how it happens when it does happen. Yeah. So as you can see, this a way that how from the citrullination occurs, cause confusion, and the immune response starts rushing in. When the immune response starts rushing in, it causes what you call inflammation mediators to occur, producing mucus in the area, and what you call the cytokine. The cytokine is a rush of all these natural killers and the immune system that comes and attack viruses and etc. Yeah, so this is the introduction of how it occurs. Now you can picture them as the what's it called again? The citrullination protein that's traveling and how it gets picked up, and it causes the cytokine network. Yeah, and then it causes B. It causes the inflammation. Yeah, inflammation is where the swelling up and the attack starts occurring. Because remember, inflammation, a lot of people think inflammation is always a negative thing. Inflammation is where when attacks occur, the inflammation mediators produce mucus so it can trap it. You understand? So when people talk about inflammation, it's just trying to control where the virus is going. So when a virus is spreads out of a cell and it causes havoc, the inflammation mediators get alerted and it causes mucus in that environment just to surround it and control it so it don't spread out and get into other cells so it can spread around the body.
So what's like some people when they get toothache and they get mad swollen, whatever, it's trying to protect it from spreading throughout the
it's basically just cause that swelling to to control it in that one location. And that's why, so when it comes to inflammation, it's very needed, but then it just causes restriction. That's why when it comes to the COVID-19, especially in the lungs area, it causes that inflammation, cytokines to rush into that area. But remember, this is your lungs, this is where you're breathing it. So if it causes restriction, it causes restriction. Now you can't breathe. Because because the immune system is trying to find out what the hell it is. But then with this one, it's attacking their own cells. There ain't no virus. It is a citrullination causing confusion.
So now they're attacking good cells. And
they're attacking everything that's there because they can't find the problem. So they start wiping out. And that's why it's called the cytokine. So the cytokine, look, as you can see, antigen presentation, citrulinated peptides. Look, you see, it attached to the T cells only, yeah? And then the impairments, look, the T cells and the B cells, proclonalized activation, inflammatory cytokine production of synovial invasion. So synovial invasion is of joints. So now we're bringing it back to the diagram with the joints. So this is the occurrence of, this is where general center of B cells, focally information. So this is where the attack goes, and then look, number C, the self-perpetuation. This is where now more cells are starting getting involved and trying to attack whatever it is. It's confused now because inflammation's all there, making it unrestricted,
So
and they don't know what it's attacking. So now the articulate cartilage is starting to get attacked. Yeah, the synovial macrophages. So this is the immune system that are specifically in your synovial area starts coming out the membrane and all that. This is all confusion. This is when the auto antibodies induce the active of osteoclast.
Okay, is that when the erosion thing?
That's where the erosion of the bone starts occurring.
So once all of that, once it gets to that stage, that's
when they get to that stage where now the synovial is producing their immune system, the cartilage and auto antigens getting attacked. This is that soft tissue. The membrane starts to occur more. Basically immune systems and immune response, and then now it triggers off the osteoclast, which is then starts attacking it, and then that's where you got the D when it comes to destruction. This is what happens. The T cells are binding with other ones, and then this is what you call the penuous. The penuous is where the swelling occurs and the destruction happens. Let's go on to the next slide.
Mad.
So yeah, I hope I got another slide of the actual thingy because we might have to go back.
Yeah.
If anything, go back to the actual era. Go the slide. Go all the way back.
Now,
yeah, please. I'm gonna try just to the bone. Yeah, go back to the bone. So yes, as you can see, this is where all the confusion is happening. Yeah, the cytokines bringing in all the extra and the antibody responses is coming out, T cells, everything coming out. Now it's attacking the cells because the confusion of citrullination that only happens in those genes. The HLA are genes.
Is there anything you see, like when people are going through? Well, I say people going through that, but when their body's going through things like this, is there anything that's recommended to take to try and feed their cells to stop the confusion?
Of course, we're gonna go straight into it. So,
what
family, this is what it's explaining now. This is all the cause of citrullination, confusion. It's causing the autoimmune disease. Autoimmune disease is what you can see. So if you want to know what autoimmune disease, I just broke it down without even using the term. It causes confusion. It can be happening in viruses, or it can happen in even genetic factors. And like I said, you can check out on the HLA-B27 if you have that in your genetic coding. That can cause confusion. And how you can trigger this confusion is what I'm going to break down a little bit later. I just hope people can understand. I just showed everything. Penuous is an invasion. That's what it's called, the penuous invasion of your bone, of your synovial joints. Penuous invasion. This is where everything's occurring. So let's go. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back.
What back to the?
Yeah, back. This
back?
one. Yep. No, not back. Forward. Yep. Go right way in it. Yep. Next one. Okay. Yeah. I'm back. So now look, as you can see, swelling. Look, starts causing deformity now. Because now deformity starts occurring. So it ain't just like inflammation. Your bones start looking mad.
Yeah. Where it start what do you call it? Like I say, it start corroding itself in it.
What's it called?
The
osteoclast.
Yeah.
The osteoclast starts attacking your bones, and then that's when it starts creating edges, uneven edges, where it just starts causing deformity.
Yeah.
Do you want deformity in your life, brother? Mad thing. The battery's nearly got to end anyway. I told, look, a human cell, a rodent cell. All right, we go on to the next one. Or we can finish
off. That's what I'm saying. You can see how painful that. 1 second. Yeah.
Now, this is basically a diagram that shows you what occurs when it comes to rheumatoid and what occurs if your dietary is correct. Yeah, I know it's kind of blurred out a little bit, but then it's throw through diet. This is just a diagram, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't be saying, you know what I mean? This is something that you can look at. As you can see, food antigen. So this is the environment that can cause the confusion, the citrullination, or the attack on your synovial joints, which is food antigens. So your food antigens can cause this confusion. So the food that you eat, environmental factors can cause this environment. epigenetics factors, and genetic factors. So these are the factors that you need to be aware of when it comes to your joints and off. I'm a rheumatoid. Yeah, affects your food that you eat. Again, dietary food that you eat. I'm not making it up. That's what it's saying. RA progression, inflammatory synovial membrane, synovial infiltration of immune cells. This is what occurs, inflamed joints. They put food at the top.
See that their vegan diet up there, boy.
And then you got environment, this is what causes that. And then down below, they're trying to say vegan diet.
That's an elemental diet.
Health.
Elimination diet, what going for that?
But elimination diet, cut a lot of shit.
Oh, okay,
stuff like your dietary. We're going to go into it.
Mediterranean, that's like fish thing or something.
Yeah, grains and that.
Okay.
You see it, so bing, bang.
And what's the effects of that? Is it inflammatory?
Yeah, it slows down inflammation, synovial of the cells, and boom, boom, it goes down. The dietary. So yeah, so boy, we got straight into it. The foods that trigger it.
Let me see them foods, bruv.
These are the source of the foods that can trigger the dietary.
Fried and processed, mad. Red meat, burgers and that, mad. Processed meats, hot dog, boy.
Boy, this is a source though. Yeah. This is a source that you can just look up. There's many more sources that can say otherwise and whatnot. So this is random, easy enough to break it down. But to me, I just repeat myself all the time because it's the same dietary causes mostly all the issues in the thingy. But yeah, here we go. Change to do it. Fried food, processed food, red meat, processed meat, hot dogs. Yep, stop the hot dog. Stop the oxtail and the curry goat.
It's true, you know, man. Man looking at that and the man seeing my menu, blood.
You know what? I jumped into I'm an elder at work, and he was saying that basically, look, that refined carbohydrates, bread and pasta. Yeah, white grain, white pasta,
you do the
white rice, all of that contribute. Pastry, dairy products.
Oh, I'm looking at the reduced inflammatory now.
Yeah.
Tomatoes, fruits, nuts, olive oil, leafy greens, fatty fish. Man's on that.
Yeah, but even then, though, the fatty fish, I just do with the omega-3. I would do with algae. You know what I mean? But yeah, as you can see, ice cream, casein, cheese, joints, milk, etc. Alcohol, excessive salt, even vegetable oil.
Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah, soda, beverages, all can trigger it. So if you have it,
fucking hell, boy, man's good. People gotta be looking in their cupboard and fridge and like blood.
Shut out the whole fridge, boy.
Bloods. Yeah,
start over again.
Real, it's nice, real, man, and I have to, what do you call it? Get better with the diet and you know what I'm saying, and all that stuff to get healthier. But yes, it's hard, man. But big up yourself as well, because man's been vegan for how long now, but even now they have to know, blood. Before man's hardcore fully vegan, bro, you was out here with the chicken and chips and you know what I'm saying, all of that, bro. So man's
eating the smoking, bro.
Everything, yeah, trust me.
So man, curry goat, everything, brother.
Man, gonna go pick up some curry goat later. No joking.
Yeah,
no, but it's mad. Yeah, man, have to go.
That's like one of the worst meats as well. Crazy, but everyone's got a process, man. But like I said, with anything as well, when it comes to dietary, if you're gonna use anything that helps something, if you want to reverse anything, you have to eliminate all of these out of your before you even start. You have to eliminate all of this out of your dietary. Even if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And then even without even using anything that's gonna help you, eliminating them can probably help make your cells recover itself. So we go on to the next one. Yeah, man, it's mad. So now we're going to our stuff that we need to help fight against arthritis or calm the autoimmune disease, because this is what the subject is about.
What is this?
This is bacteria.
Oh, okay.
Life microbiome. Life microbiome. This is life bacteria. Bifidobacterium, lactobacillus, I always talk about.
So what, these are what man should be feeding our bodies?
Yeah.
How you get them? Where you get them?
Probiotics, boy. You just go get some capsules.
Capsules and them.
That mean 50 billion minimum. 15 billion.
Is it, would you recommend like a specific kind of branding, Holland brand? You see what it is, yeah? Let me show you this thing, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you can look at it.
Yeah, definitely, man. Come on, bro.
Busting this thing is meant to be some organic thing.
Spirulina
thing.
Yeah, spirulina. This is algae. We're gonna get to this after.
Well, the proper thing, yeah?
Yeah,
I've been banging that, bro.
Of course. Yeah,
something, you know what I'm saying? I've been knocking that, bro.
Nah, that's algae.
Yeah,
that's
algae.
Algae, seaweed growth.
Yeah, blood.
But live microorganism, that's the birth of it.
Okay.
Without these organisms, there wouldn't be seaweed.
Okay.
Without these organisms, there wouldn't be plant life. Without these organisms, we wouldn't be alive.
Yeah, man.
So it's mad.
And you have to feed that to you.
Without these microorganisms, there wouldn't even be an immune system.
That's all.
These microorganisms communicate to our immune system. They instruct the innate immune system. Innate immune system is the first immune system that gets built from when you leave the womb, from breastfeeding and etc. And it's been created and gets helped created and instructed by microorganisms. So when it comes to the dietary, and people ain't talking about these microorganisms, then mate,
it's not proper.
you want to change, you want to jump on Eazi herbs, bro. Because I'll tell you straight away, bacteria is the origin of life.
Because I was, you know what it is, them things that I just showed you, man, I was taking and I was just like, I'm not sure about it and whatnot. But now that I know that it's,
it's good, man.
Order another tub of that. Because that was like 1,000 capsules and I've done like more than half the tub.
It's going to benefit you in many ways, says Birdie. That's algae, that's giving you like multiple nutrients. That's like a type of CMOS type thing, you see it? So lactobacillus communicates and controls the immune system. So these are the bacteria that are going to tell the immune system to calm down.
Okay.
When you have these microorganisms in control of the body, right now they're probably not. If they're eating all that dietary there that I just showed you, these microorganisms they're in control. They're the minority in the community where they should be the majority.
Yeah, but it makes sense, bro.
So when they're not in control, the bad bacteria are sending those things and causing those havoc. The citrullination's probably been triggered by a load of things.
Bare citrullation cells in man.
Bare than blood. Yeah. So check out your thing cuts. HS, humans, I can't pronounce it. Leukocyte antigen. Yeah, B27. Go to the doctors and find out. You can find out.
Hey, but at the same time, then look, shall I show the people them thing again, just in case that they want the just a quick starter guide. You know what I'm saying? Before they're trying to eliminate half their cupboard and fridge and
Bing bang.
Business there. Spirulina, if you wanna, you get me, look online or whatnot, order that.
It's all there. I'm gonna show most of that thing there still.
Yeah, I'm gonna be getting this.
Definitely. Bing bang. We're gonna talk a little bit more. So where we gonna go?
Next slide as well.
Yep, next slide we're gonna go. But yes, if you ain't starting off with that, then you ain't starting nowhere, bro. But then again, that's why I put the other source first of what you need to eliminate.
Yeah.
The eliminate is the first.
Yeah.
The first step.
Because that's gonna. Yeah.
And then it's the bacteria. All of this is in order. All this is in order for the right reason. Origin of life is the right reason. So now I just showed you what you need to eliminate. I showed you the birth of life, the origin of life, microorganisms that control the immune system, talk to the immune system. This now is mushrooms. What was next?
Mushroom thing.
The algae, and well, the algae was first actually. I got it wrong. But anywho, straight into the punchdown. Yeah, the punchdown of what mushrooms. Mushrooms is a microorganism that has been built. It's called heterotrophic. Yeah, because it gets its nutrients from the ground that it lives on. Yeah, so autotrophic gets the nutrients from photosynthesis with the sun. That's the algae, the seaweed. You get me? So microorganisms, mushrooms that you can buy. I didn't bring none. Damn. These mushrooms you can buy them and then food things that you can cook up the soup and have them mushrooms. But most of these mushrooms are not in a form where you can buy them in a supermarket. They're in a form where it's powder.
Oh, yeah.
So you put it in your juices and etc. So the ones that you want to be looking at when it comes to rheumatoid arthritis, that one there.
It's just reishi mushroom.
That one there is vital. I'm showing you what you need to go out and buy. I told you probiotics. You need that. You need to cancel all the dietary of your food. All that one that causes the inflammation, causes the confusion, you need to eliminate that. Show you the microorganisms that you need to make sure that it's outnumber or make sure that it's the majority. This is the microorganism. Now I'm showing you some dietary now. Ration, one powerful tool that you can use. It also has the substance that are given to people with arthritis, which is steroids.
Okay.
To try deal with the, because the doctors
deal with the pain and all them type of
stuff. Yeah, brother. The doctors are not even telling you to control your immune system.
Yeah, they're just probably giving them some kind of next
They're giving you
medicine for pain and all them kind of
yeah,
stuff.
steroids. They're giving you steroids. That's their treatment. Steroids to live with it. They want you to live with it. I'm showing you where you can calm your immune system, eliminate your dietary so you can stop it occurring again.
Innit?
That's the difference. There's a difference between doctors and what Eazi Herbs does.
Like people suffering with them symptoms and whatnot, and even if they're not, and they just wanna just be proactive in making sure that their health is in the right way. First of all, just look at your cupboard and whatnot. Even myself,
Shuck it all out.
and then just start on try and baby steps if you have to as well.
Yeah,
and especially if you're suffering with them symptoms or you know somebody with them symptoms, get them this mushroom.
People are living with these pains all their life.
That's what I'm saying.
And they get steroids so you can walk with it more comfortably.
People, it's either someone you know or someone you know what I'm saying, someone in your family or someone you know is going to be suffering with this. So
facts, bro.
Definitely get out.
And the doctors ain't give you nothing.
No,
nothing. So yeah, like I said, turkey tail is another fungi that you can use that helps, builds and strengthens and communicate to your immune system. Lion mane is what I use. That's the reason why I have everything on top of my head. The reason why I can just break everything down and just don't have to read anything, because I utilize a lion mane. Lion mane is good for your neurons, memory system, etc. This is the one that you want to get. Communicate to you, all of them, because what you have is polysaccharide. Polysaccharide is a carbohydrates that neurons use to generate electrical currents for signals to get sent directly to your brain. So bing bang, let's go in. You've got the picture, you've got the image, you look into more, Google them, and you can find out more information. Go to next slide, bro. Bing bang.
Let me check.
I want to check. Okay, so yeah, we got the algae. I'm gonna pause this because I want to make sure I put the battery in. Bing bang. Yeah. I had to quickly change the battery. But yeah, we're back to wrap it all up. But as you know, algae, I can pull up the spirulina. We've got more different type of algae that you can get your whole hands on. It all helps with the immune system, bladder rats, and it gives you the phytochemicals that can ease it off. Mucus, Irish moss, Condys crispus, clears out the mucus, calm down all the inflammation mediators. When everything gets built up, it kind of just like that can help with clearing it out. So once you've got into your transition of changing all the dietary that causes it in the first place, you can start utilizing things like sea moss and all that to try to get rid of everything.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, and then Dulce, powerful seaweed, bladder wrap. Just look into it. Just give me the idea. All right, next one.
Yes.
Okay, this is the herbs, yeah. Different types of herbs. Now, but this ain't all the herbs. This is random.
But still, though.
This is the picture. This is something to make it.
Ginseng
Ginseng is meant to, and they even put the rasheen again. Yeah, okay, no. It does say, look, the medical herbs of the immune system. So these are the herbs that helps with the immune system.
Garlic, yeah. I know people would be like, yeah, I might take garlic, bro.
Garlic is a powerful tool, to use it for specific regions. Because garlic is kind of thing. Look, more fungi. I don't want to put fungi when it comes to the herbs. And then they haven't put what I'm going to pull up right now, which is spirulina. Sarsaparilla, not spirulina. Sarsaparilla, but you got maca there, all different types. Ashwagandha, it's a good one. Aphrodisiac, etc. And etc. Yeah, as you can see.
I'm guessing that most people, if they were trying to get these herbs, it's better try and get online, isn't it?
Go on, boy. If you've got a local herbal shop, you've got Hackney. These stuff here, sarsaparilla straight from Jamaica. This is a powerful tool. And yarrow, sarsaparilla, and rashid. That's a monk fungi. You mix it up, you're damn to help your arthritis. You see what I'm saying? Bing bang. Yeah.
Where'd you go that one Hackney to?
Yeah, this is hard to find though. Sarsaparilla, very good for iron. And like I said, you would definitely want to deal with a little bit of turmeric and spices as well.
Yeah. Another thing
that helps with the circulation.
I was going to say another thing I've been taking.
Yeah.
Was it apple cider vinegar mixed with turmeric?
I don't really know too much about apple cider, boy. That may be helping your. That's meant to help.
Remember I had the thingy.
What?
What do you call it? What do you call it? It's a spirulina, whatever the thing is. They're like, boom. If you have that, it's supposed to help your immune system as well.
Okay. What's that? No, wait, let me see. Wait, apple cider, okay. But with apple cider, it's meant to help with the what's it called again? acid reflux and things like that.
Oh, that as well.
It's meant to us, yeah.
Turmeric and ginger.
But turmeric and ginger is a powerful tool for arthritis.
Oh, and another thing, man, be drinking as well, blood.
Because it fires up and then it helps the blood pump. Helps the circulation.
Ginger.
Ginger, yeah, have a cup of that, of course, bro. Fire up, get the firing thing, make sure your blood circulation pumps all around your body. This is the herbs, yeah, sarsaparilla. And I must touch on the environmental hazards that causes arthritis. You see what I'm saying? Environmental hazards, pollution, etc. Smoking is one of them, bro.
Yeah,
I'm saying that smoking can cause confusion, citronation, or flammation in the media. Thank you, bro. But this is what it causes, and this is easy to break down. So stay away, too much stuff. I know you can't really help too much on the environment, you know what I mean? But like I said, you can deal with the herbs a little bit more better than, when you got these type of pains and these inflammation in the joints, then you have to be a little bit more conscious of what you're eating and what you're putting in the dietary, and that's easy herb presentation still. So I think we can just leave it at that at the build. But yeah, man, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you follow,
Lock in.
share it out. Big up my brother OE.
Big up people.
Big up RTM. I hope I give out enough information that helps you open your eyes to different sources of dietary that can help benefit your arthritis, and I hope understanding how it works makes you more aware of how you can control it. Because it's an autoimmune disease and environmental hazard. Smoking don't help, all of that type of thing. But some of it is like genetics that can be passed down, inherited, because it's in your genes. But you can control it through dietary, So hope he's done the best he can do.
No, did, bro. Big up,
And
bro.
then yeah, man, catch you on the rebound. Hopefully we do another topic because there's many more people asking requests. Please put your request in and I might do a subject on whatever you ask me to do. Yeah, well, salute and blessings. Peace.
Big up, big up, big up, big up.